Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing 3 portrait studies of images that I found from Pinterest. I don't own any of these images, I was just using them for references for my oil painting. Right now I'm just switching over my colors to a new palette. I like to start fresh when I do paintings, and I'm just moving over the colors and squeezing out any of the colors that I'm going to be needing. The first painting I did was more of a warm-up. I just did a loose painting on canvas paper. I started using a lot of reds, oranges, and yellows in the skin tone. I'm just trying to refine my painting a little bit and get the facial structure. Overall, I wasn't really happy with this painting, but I think that it's still important to show. Not every painting is going to turn out amazing, and for you to have that expectation of yourself isn't realistic. So I think it's just important to show that not every painting is going to be perfect, and I make plenty of bad paintings. I'm using the Arches canvas paper. I've mentioned that in another video before, but I just really like the paper. It is a bit expensive, but it's really good for studies, and you don't have to prime it. Throughout this painting, I started thinking about how I use white, and I started thinking that I do use too much white. So in the other paintings I only try to use white where it's absolutely necessary, because I feel like my paintings can turn out a bit chalky sometimes. I tried to balance this painting by adding some blues in the shadows and some reds in the other side of her face, in the light side, but I still didn't feel like it ended up working. It was just too chalky, too pale. Also, I apologize that the lighting keeps changing. It was a kind of cloudy day outside, and I don't have professional lighting, so I was just going by the lighting that I had. Even though this painting didn't work out, and I did kind of feel like as I was doing it, it wasn't working, I feel like it is important to finish work even though you feel like something's just not going well. I think it's important to finish it and just show up, do the work, and then you can move on to the next thing. This is where I felt like the painting's done. It looks good, it looks like a person. So I just kind of left it and then moved on to the next painting. The next painting, I was very happy with the way that it turned out. I decided that I wasn't gonna be using white very early on. I was gonna wait until I really needed to use it. So right now I'm just drawing out the shape of the face and putting in where I think her eyes, nose, and mouth will be, but keeping it loose enough that if I ever needed to change anything, I can change it later. I'm also just blocking in where the shadows will be. I've been oil painting for a long time now, and I still feel like I can do an oil painting and it will still feel like the first time I ever did an oil painting. I feel like sometimes I actually forget how to paint. But doing studies is a great way to kind of keep yourself sharp. I like to use my palette knife to block in large areas of color, so I just use my palette knife to kind of put down the black for her hair. I also noticed that I put her eye a little bit low, so I'm just slowly moving that up. It's at this stage where I started going in with a bit of a smaller brush just to refine where I wanted all of my shadows, lights, darks to be. I quickly threw in a background color. Background color always helps me decide what colors I'm going to be putting in the face as well. So I like to take colors from the background and just put hints of it in the face and hair. It helps show that the background is part of the painting and the light from the background is reflecting on the person. Overall, I was really happy with the way that this painting turned out. I liked the way that I used white, and it was good to know that I can use it in this way. I'm going to continue to try using it in this way where I only use it when it's necessary. The next painting I did was of a girl crying. Why? I don't know. Feel like I can relate. Just kidding. I just really liked the expression on her face, and I felt like it would be a nice challenging image. So again, I just started off putting in my darks and shadows and using more reds and yellow tones. Still trying to keep my painting loose enough so that I can go in and change anything if I need to. I did struggle a bit with this painting. I feel like I kept changing the mouth a lot, and I just wasn't sure exactly where I wanted to put it, so I was having a bit of a difficult time with that. I decided to add a blue in the background because I had so much warm in the face with the reds that I felt like it just made sense to cool down the whole painting with a bit of a blue, and then I could go in later and balance the painting by putting blue in her face. I also ended up using the background color of the last painting that I did in her shirt. I really liked the color and I didn't want it to go to waste because I had extra, so I just decided to throw it in the shirt. I also decided that I was gonna take the color that I used for the shirt and just put a bit in her face, again to just show that light was reflecting and bouncing off of her shirt onto her face. But overall, I really like the way that this painting turned out. I'm happy with it. And that's the end of this video. If you guys want to subscribe to my channel, please feel free to do so. If you like this video, then give it a like, and I'll see you guys in the next one.